Shop, what up with it? TGIF. God and blessed us with another Friday. And just when I thought that was the gift that kept on giving, like the uniform reveal, like the reel I dropped this morning, the podcast I dropped on YouTube. If you missed the live reaction to the uniform reveal last night on YouTube, we bite. You know, y'all know it's so many people that follow me for the wrong reasons. They just want to prove me wrong. And you know we undefeated in the shop. I know it makes your heart hurt. I know it makes you bitter. But this ain't my plan. This God's plan. L'Jarius Sneed cut by the Tennessee Titans. And let me say this. I know that we as fans are hard on players and overly critical. I celebrated so hard when we got L'Jarius Sneed because Tennessee Titans don't usually get top free agents on the market, whether we trade for them or whether we pay them or whatever, right? We get the bad team tax. I thought Rand did a good job bringing in some name talent. It just didn't work out. Rand cooked and burnt the food. You know what I'm saying? He burnt the barbecue. But ultimately, L'Jarius Sneed played 12 games, and I hope that he is actually innocent of his legal situation, that he is exonerated of all charges if he is innocent, and that his name is cleared and he gets another shot to play football on another team, because he's an incredible athlete, a Super Bowl champion, and we all know what L'Jarius Sneed looks like, healthy and in a good system. L'Jarius Sneed was one of the best corners in the league. It just so happened that, like I told y'all last night, sometimes you meet the right person at the wrong time in your life, and it's a toxic relationship. And in 2 years between L'Jarius Sneed and Chidobe Awuzie, who is supposed to solidify the Tennessee Titans defensive backfield, 3 years, $36 million to Cheeto, cut last year. Jarvis Brownlee traded. That whole crew is gone, as well as Darrell Baker Jr. gone to the Dolphins, and now L'Jarius Sneed released, and his guaranteed money that he will get is, barring, from what I understand, barring his physical, but it should free up $11.5 million in cap space for the Tennessee Titans, who are around about $50 million now. Once the contracts go through, that number will go back down till about 30, 35, 40. And then this money will go back on and push it up to 40, 45 to 50. And then once all the contracts settle, and the $15 to $20 million you spend on your rookie contracts, whether they extend Jeffrey Simmons or Peter Skoronski or not, with that money, to fluctuate that dollar. But even if they still do that, if they cut Tony Pollard and Calvin Ridley, we get those news as June 1st designations, that adds another $7 million for Pollard and another $16 to $18 million for Calvin Ridley. To just say that I was once again right. If the Tennessee Titans cut those three players, they will go up another $30 million on top of the $50-60 million they had in free, give or take the contracts, to say that when the dust settles, after all these contracts go through, and the Tennessee Titans make the two other cuts I told you they're going to make, the Titans are still going to be sitting around $50 million with all these players signed. And the moral of the story is not to argue over $2-3 million here, $5 million there, trying to prove me right, saying that we didn't have cap space. And so we have plenty of cap space. And if they cut those extra players, it's going to go up by an even bigger number, even with all the contracts signed and the room for re-signing players and the rookies. The Tennessee Titans can for sure go out and sign a superstar player if they so choose to, or they can let the cap roll over to next year and use it on next year. But the Tennessee Titans, in the years that John Robinson and Rand Carthon was here, struck out on like 30 draft picks, so they never had anybody to pay. And the only person that they had to pay this year was Chig Okonkwo, and they let Chig Okonkwo and Roger McCreary was traded to the Rams, and Chig Okonkwo signed his contract with the Commanders, 3 years, $30 million. So, saying all that to say this, y'all need to stop wasting y'all time trying to prove me wrong. And we literally sit here on stream and look at Spotrac and look at the numbers and look at the roster and look at the two deep all season long because the Tennessee Titans wasn't winning any games. This is almost but public information on where the Tennessee Titans cap space was sat at. Now back to the chat, man, because that's why I'm here. I'm here for y'all. I ain't here to explain the obvious. TGG Lamont Ames Jr. was popping. B Walker, what it do play? He said Brown signs with the Commanders. He's back. Yo, Brown's a solid receiver. The Commanders are having a nice offseason like they did the year before. They lost a lot of players last year after going to the NFC Championship game. And this year they seem to be getting some of them back. Interesting to see what Jaden Daniels year 3 looks like. Carlisle was popping, my boy. Seen the Giants just signed Justin Simmons. Didn't know if it was true or not. Yeah, Giants been collecting some talent over there. I forgot about Justin Simmons because he went from Denver to Atlanta, and he was a person that we was looking at that wound up going to Atlanta. A solid safety. Michael B was popping. Hello, sir, from Shelby County, Alabama. Are you down here with me, Michael B? You know what I'm saying? I'm in Pelham. I'm off the Tank Farm exit. If you know, you know. We know what I'm saying? South of Birmingham is where you want to be at anyways, if you really want to know. Man, I'm kind of hurt about K9 going to the Chiefs, but Seahawks don't pay running backs unless you're Marshawn Lynch or Shaun Alexander. I mean, there's some Titan fans that wanted K9, but I don't want to give K9 $15 million. He doesn't have anything to be hungry for. He already has his Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, we argue with Derrick Henry over $12 million. I'm not going to give K9 15. And y'all got Charbonnet coming back. Y'all had got the running back from Miami in last year's draft, and then y'all just picked up another running back, and y'all could get one in the draft. Like, that's the Super Bowl tax. When you get Super Bowl tax, Boy Mafe gets $20 million, K9 gets 15, Tariq Woolen gets, like, everybody gets paid. That's the whole point of the Super Bowl is everybody on the team has got the thing that they always wanted, which was a championship. And now after they got a championship, it's time for them to go get their check. Say what's up, C. Say hey to everybody. All right. Close the door. Greatest distraction. That one there is crazy. He said he put a $20 million insurance policy on Sneed. Yeah, I mean, like, that's a solid. But you got to think, though, as much as we give Chad Brinker, we was on Chad Brinker neck until they showed the hierarchy this offseason with Bergonzi and Amy. And Bergonzi did say that Chad Brinker is the guy that helps him the most with the contracts, and he's invaluable when it comes to the contracts. And he does look like one of those ex-police CIA handler. You know, I call Chad Brinker the CIA handler. He looked like he looked like he made some backdoor legal deals in his day. You know, you have to do that. And if everything didn't play out like it did, you can't even be mad for him actually doing it, because it actually cashed in. But knowing that Brett Veach and Mike Bergonzi are the two that I told y'all traded Sneed to the Titans to get rid of him, and then L'Jarius Sneed gets here, and then he looks up, and now the guy that fired him and traded him away from the Chiefs is now his boss on the Titans. It always is a weird dynamic. Imagine leaving your job and going to a new job, and then your boss at your old job shows up as the boss at your new job. That's basically what happened. And they kind of had a little bit more insider information and backstory, which would have led Chad Brinker and them to have, you know, a little bit extra policy on L'Jarius Sneed. But I truly hope that Sneed is innocent. Like, I know we as fans, talking to a few NFL players and former NFL players, like we as fans have to still put the human element to hope that that the guy is not guilty of the things that they said he done. And if he's not guilty, he needs to be exonerated, and everybody needs to put the respect back on his name. And if he is guilty, then you just shake your head and say, like, how could you put yourself in that type of position, being in the position in life that you are? $76 million contract and a Super Bowl champion. Like, how could you put yourself in that type of harm's way when you could make generational money for your family? But nonetheless, got $40 million from the Tennessee Titans in 12 games. So that is a nice payday for 12 days of work. Corey, City on fire, you feel me? Polo the Don say Cowboys doing good. Cowboys made some good moves the last 2 years in the postseason. In the offseason to bring in talent. And I think the Cowboys started with restructuring contracts, and then they made a few moves. And they got 2 first-round picks. I like what Dallas doing. We wasn't surprised. I wonder, can we recoup the whole thing if he go to jail? I don't want him to go to jail for them to recoup an extra few $1 million, though, honestly. We got plenty of money. Because I don't wish jail on nobody, even my worst enemy. Our offense wasn't based off K9. We got Wilson from the Packers, good, cheap replacement, and Halani is a straight dog. Yeah, y'all got other good backs if Charbonnet is back healthy. And I ain't going to say that y'all offense is based on K9, but Kubiak has a run-first mentality. And in that Super Bowl, K9's running ability to hit the edge. Even when y'all played us, like, I was like watching the tape saying that, like, we have to keep y'all off the edge. Like, K9 set the edge running on everybody y'all played against. Y'all had a good total team. Is Jackson Smith and Jibba, is Cooper Kupp, is Shaheed in special teams, and in the slot is Horton, it's Arroyo, it's Barner, like, it's Gray Zabel. It's a lot of players and your defense and your coaching staff, but you can't sit and act like K9 like wasn't the Super Bowl MVP and ran y'all to a Super Bowl. I'm not sure your other backs could have done what K9 did in that Super Bowl against the Patriots defense, a defense that for like the first 12, 13 weeks of the season didn't give up 50 yards rushing to any running back in the league. Corn was popping. You have GM in my blood literally called it about Sneed. I mean, it wasn't rocket science. It's just like, you had to know that Brett Veach and Bergonzi was the guys who traded Sneed away. And then if you watch the Chiefs makeup, they just traded McDuffie for a first round to the Rams. And then they let Jalen Watson go. And then now we got Josh Williams. And then the time before, they let Reed and Honey Badger and Tariq Hill go. The Chiefs, when it's time for those cornerbacks and safeties and receivers to get paid, the Chiefs always trade them off because they feel like that they have a good enough scouting department to redraft the players. And they got pick number 9 and number 29 this year. So we'll see if they can recoup through the draft. So it's not like I just like was in some kind of rocket science about L'Jarius Sneed. I just felt like by the moves they made, when you get Alontae Taylor, Cordero Flott, Josh Williams, and then you got Marcus Harris sitting there and Micah Robinson, like they have 5 corners and Sneed. So I'm like, you can slow play Sneed to see how the legal situation work, how his physical work. And then if you land the guys you need in free agency, they know what their draft board look like. If you look at my mock draft, I took Keontae Scott and Dalen Everett. So if you're cutting L'Jarius Sneed and saving $11.5 million, and you're drafting Keontae Scott and Dalen Everett, like Sneed only played 12 games in 2 years, six out of 17 weeks in a season. You pretty sure that Keontae Scott and Dalen Everett could give you more production than the 6 games from Sneed. And like that's just the business. It's like, we signed him to a contract. We traded for him. It didn't work. They traded with the Seahawks. The Seahawks got Emin Warrior. We got Femi Oladejo and Kevin Winston to offset what we lost in Sneed, getting the 3rd round pick back. So now you You scrapped the move with Cheeto. You scrapped the move with Jarvis Brownlee Jr. You scrapped the move with Roger McCreary. You let Darrell Baker Jr. go, and then you scrapped L'Jarius Sneed. Now, let's say they wanted even more depth to not be in the position they was in last year. K.R. Elam, we didn't get to see a lot of him, a former first round pick that we picked up last season. He's played 4 years in the NFL. You might could bring K.R. Elam back for the same price that you would have spent on Darrell Baker Jr., like a 1 year, $3.5 million deal or something, to just have a talented guy who things haven't worked out for as cornerback 6 or 7. So if you don't hit in the draft, like, you don't just have to burn an extra day 3 pick on a corner if the guy you want to get is not there. So it's like the best thing about the Tennessee Titans right now is they have given themselves options. And you need more and more options. I don't want anyone to be wrongfully accused, right? Because if you've ever been in that position, I've been in that position in content creation world. You get falsely accused of doing something or saying something or being part of something that is harmful to your character. Like, I've been canceled 2 times in content creation. Both times was times that it was nothing of my wrongdoing. I even reached out to try to mediate situations that other people might have said something. Like, I might have had somebody on the podcast say something insensitive, and on the podcast I might be like, hey bro, that really wasn't cool. You probably should apologize. I'm gonna ask that you leave the pod right now. Literally get done with the pod. Reach out to the person that I thought was gonna be offended, and the person try to cancel you. I'm like, I didn't even say it. Somebody else said it, and I'm responsible because they're on my platform sharing a podcast with me. But I'm apologizing for what somebody else is saying, and I'm trying to fix and mediate the situation. And you have that happen. You know what happens? People will watch from a distance and see how you handle a situation and what the other person says, and everything they can say about you could be completely false. They could be 1,000% wrong. Behind closed doors, they could say, I was wrong about you and I'm sorry that happened, and not publicly say it. People will stop watching you. People will stop supporting you. People will stop rocking with you completely over things that happen on the internet, and you may not even be in the setting. So like in this situation with L'Jarius Sneed, it could be mistaken identity. It could be somebody just trying to get a check. He could have not been the driver. Somebody could have been shooting at him, or it could have been another car that looked like his, or it may have been his security and he might not even been in the car, and the other people may have shot at them first. He could have been returning fire. However the situation goes, if he's innocent of this situation, nobody's going to go back and say, man, they messed up a $76 million deal for L'Jarius Sneed. He's probably going to get devalued on his next contract. And he's an older cornerback now. He's 2 or 3 years older, and he's coming off another injury. And his kids go to school, and people talk about what they think his dad done. And, you know, it could affect his home life with his woman or his family, or it might be places he want to go to his kids and he can't go. And it could be a lot of stuff like that. And if he's innocent, he would never get any of that back. You know, I've seen that happen to people. People have falsely accused people of things, and people can see legally the person was cleared and somebody was completely else at fault and completely lied about a situation. You know, like the situation years ago with Goat, my boy Goaty. Somebody made a claim about him that affected his kids, affected his livelihood. People said all kind of crazy things, and then behind closed doors, a person said, I was mad one day and I lied, I'm sorry. And never publicly said that they was mad and they lied. And there's people that's walking around that even if they know that person was lying, will still look and be like, look at him for something he didn't even do. You know what I'm saying? And it's, you don't get those people back and that respect back when dirt get thrown on your name, you know. So I don't want him to be vilified if he actually is innocent of the situation, to be honest. You think this means we go get a wide receiver with? No, the plan doesn't change, top dog. Like, the money is free, and hopefully today This $11 million is spent on Kevin Zeitler or Wyatt Teller at right guard. You know what I'm saying? I want the receiver to come from the draft. I don't want to spend this money on Brandon Ayuk. If they burned it on an edge rusher, I think all the edge rushers that would get that amount of money are already off the board. Ebikete got signed today, so that's another person off the board. We couldn't address every problem in one offseason, so we should just look at it and say, right now, pre-draft, this 53 that they've assembled with a lot of cap space still free, 9 draft picks, potentially 10 if they trade Will Levis, or even more if they were able to move Tony Pollard or Calvin Ridley, which I don't suspect they'll be able to. You know, you're talking about coming into the draft with 9 or 10 draft picks, 4 in the top 100, and the 53 right now looks better than the 53 we came into camp with last year. So, you know, I'm not really worried about going and try to get another wide receiver. You know, if we're talking about Wan'Dale Robinson in the slot, Chimere DK, Calvin Ridley, A.O. Monner, Bryce Oliver, and Xavier Restrepo, right now as it sits, that's a whole lot better than seeing Van Jefferson, Mason Kinsey, and Tyler Lockett. K9 balled out in the Super Bowl, but with Kubiak gone, I want to see what cook up. I like Kubiak the way he called plays. I really do. They gave number 4 away. I just got depressed. I'm afraid love is no more. Something could always be worked out, Corey. All hope is not lost. But I seen Ruben Baines work out, and I was like, maybe I need to start looking at Mike Washington, Jadarian Price, or Henry from UTSA, Nick Singleton, or what's the other guy? Like one of them other running backs. Upshaw was popping, my boy Big Jeff. What does it do? My Raiders made a few good moves already. Raiders have made some good moves. No, they're probably upset about the Max Crosby situation, but what can you do? He said Emin Ward could turn out to be one of our greatest draft picks. Really could be. Dude was a dog last year. Guys like Emin Ward and Kyle Hamilton on the Ravens give me a lot of hope for Kevin Winston Jr. The safety we got from trading back for y'all because we didn't have a 3rd round pick. Rabbit, what up? Does our defensive end signing and free agent make you think that Love could be in play at 4? I hope so. Edge is deep in the middle rounds and we could get a solid DN in 2nd. I've done mocks where we get Edge and go Bain or Arvell Reese, and I've done mocks with Jeremiah Love. I think they've got the 53 set, and we still have more time. That, like, I always thought that Robert Saleh would have like a rotational package. I could show you a visual representation. Comedy 2 times. If you are in the chat, close your ears. Turn this off because I know Comedy 2 times is tired of seeing this. But I can show you real quick. Yo, Darnell Mack with the 20-star bomb. Perk Chico with the 5,000-star bomb. Perk Chico, what do I do to deserve this? This man just dropped a dragon. He said, we had issues. We still standing strong and proud. You are father. You are proud with the content steadily feed these platforms. Hey, salute, man. And the Philadelphia Eagles just picked up another player. Philadelphia Eagles are cheating. They got Tariq Woolen and they got another edge rusher. And we don't know what they're going to do with Jalen Carter. They can still trade Jalen Carter and load up more draft picks. Shout out to Perk Chico, man. If you in the chat right now, man, drop a dragon sticker in the chat. If you on Kick, you do not have to be a sub to drop the support sticker. If you're on Facebook and you got a supporting button, do that. If not, just hashtag Perk Chico. That's love, bro. That is for sure. That's some love, bro. Let me pin that. That's the pin comment on Facebook. That's love, bro. For sure. All right, so let me show my boy what I was cooking up. Like, coming in right now, you got Jeff Simmons and John Franklin Myers with Solomon Thomas, Jordan Elliott behind them, with CJ Ravenel, and who knows if they bring James Lynch back. This without the draft and without them adding any more players. At edge, you got Femi Oladipo in year 2. You got Jermaine Johnson with Jacob Martin and Jalen Harrell behind them, with Malik Herring, Ali Gay, and Truman Jones behind them. And we still could add some players. So, like, when you just think about being, like, immediately starting off, like, 8 to 10 deep of guys that could legitimately play solid roles, like Jacob Martin could be a third down rusher. Jalen Harrell is a good spell edge setter. Ali Gay was hurt last year, but Ali Gay is 6'6", 260. So all these guys fit the role. You know, Malik Herring is 6'3", 275. Truman Jones is 6'4", like 255. Like, they all kind of fit that same role. They're in position that, you know, in my mocks, like if it's a TJ Parker or Zion Young or Dennis Sutton, who I took in my mock, that falls. If you put Dennis Sutton in this mix, where you got Jermaine Johnson, Femi, Jacob Martin, Dennis Sutton, Jalen Harrell, you kind of deep where you could just have a rotational set of solid guys. You might not have a superstar, but you have a good unit. And that's what I thought the Titans should do. So if they want to go get love, they can go get love. Or if you're going to get Arvell Reese, Ruben Bain, or David Bailey, you're going to add a monster to this rotation to where this pass rush should be absolutely crazy. But then again, that would leave you because you missed on all the free agent running backs. Brian Robinson from Bama that was on the 49ers last year would be a good pickup, a good addition of who's left. But Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears on there last year, and it's year 2 for Khalil Mullins, with him missing like 75% of the season. And I think Julius Chestnut's time in Nashville may be over. But I hope that answers your question, Darnell. Man, I seen the report about Flock was coming back to the Giants. Got a last minute call from Robert Saleh. And that's why I said if we had Matt Nagy over here coaching, we wouldn't be getting these players. But we got Robert Saleh and Brian Daboll, and they've been using their connections. And there's a lot of people out there that's like, man, it's the Tennessee Giant Jets, like, and Niners. Like, bro, like, ain't that what Mike Vrabel did on the Patriots, and y'all clapped and applauded for him? As he got on the Patriots and brought like 7 ex-Titans, Robert Spillane, Jack Gibbons, Harold Landry, Thomas Udekoya, Austin Hooper. Like, he literally brought like 50, and he bringing Kevin Byard now. Like, he brought like 55 Titans over there. People that's familiar with what he wants to get done, and he was able to set the culture. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to set the culture. So, like, why wouldn't they have ex-Daboll guys? He was a coach of the year on the Giants. Like, why wouldn't they have ex-Saleh guys that, you know, Solomon Thomas and Jermaine Johnson were former first-round picks? Like, why wouldn't they get them? Q, you ready to pick up one of them new jerseys like I am? I got the new hat, the adjustable A-frame hat with the new logo, the Columbia blue, and I got that champion windbreaker. I don't want to get a jersey just yet. Everybody and their mama gonna be waiting and taking pictures with the new Cam Ward and Jeffrey Simmons. I'm going to pump my brakes, right? I'm gonna wait till that rivalry navy blue come out. That's probably gonna be my first one. Then I'll probably double back and get the Columbia blue with maybe one of the rookies or Cam Ward. Who knows? But I know I want my first of the new breed to be the navy blue rivalry. I just got the hat in the champion windbreaker because I've been collecting vintage Titan pieces. So when it all comes in, I'll probably do like one stream or one video YouTube upload where I just like unbox all my vintage Titan pieces, because people are gonna be getting rid of like Super Bowl hats and AFC Championship game hats and like old Titan logo stuff. Like, I'm going to go back and get Pac-Man Jones, Michael Griffin, Lindell White, some of my favorite Titans, while people are like having a mass exodus of their old Titan gear. I'm going to get a bunch of vintage pieces and then, you know, just kind of stockpile. And then I already showed y'all last night the stuff that I probably would go after of the new stuff. He's saying players will get cut and we got bread. That's what I'm saying, Corey. Like, people was arguing me about the cap number, and I'm saying even without cutting Ridley and Sneed, we still had a boatload of money. Now all the contracts came in, and then everything has settled back out. And then if they cut Calvin Ridley and Tony Pollard, it's gonna go back up by another $25 million. Like if mid-season, if Jay Jettis want out, we can go get Jay Jettis. If one of these edge rushers decide they want out, we can go get them. If a team is tanking and they about to fire their coach and a guy wants out, we can just pick them up off waivers. We'll have the money free. And if you don't spend the cap, it rolls over to next year. And the cap went up this year anyways. Definitely get a young wide receiver in the draft. Rabbit, your Panthers are the mode for that. Y'all got T-Mac, y'all got Xavier Leggett, y'all got Horn, y'all got Coker, the dunker from with Holy Cross. All y'all receivers is young dudes. Y'all don't got no old receivers. And then y'all just picked up John Mechie. You know what I'm saying? John Mechie and Bryce Young definitely have a connection. Daddy Duty calling for show, Nano, man. Appreciate you tapping in. Yeah, that's what I got, Ocho, man. I got the Columbia Blue champion windbreaker, and I got the new A-frame adjustable snapback. When they drop that Navy rivalry jersey, that's gonna be my first new jersey. But Tariq Woolen, you can't be mad at Tariq Woolen going to get the check. But he's on the Eagles, man. Man went from the Super Bowl champion Seahawks. And there's Quinion Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and Tariq Woolen. They gooned out over there in Philadelphia, Carlisle. Don't be mad. I just want to say, get y'all hand out our cookie jar, man. I just heard y'all almost signed John Franklin. We almost signed John Franklin Myers, but y'all swept in and stole him from us. Hey, Hendricks, man. Y'all can't get everything out there on the Niners. Some stuff got to come to Tennessee. Spent the 400 ball. Ooh, what you got? Because I know they're going to drop some, like, this is like the initial wave, and then they're going to start dropping some, like, I seen the navy blue hoodie with the T-star on it, with nothing else on it. When they drop the Nike dry fit version of that, I'm going to get, like, I got to get that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that headband, I tweeted Cedric Gray, Gunnar Ham, Jeffries. I tweeted like all 5 of them that was on the thing that had it. Like that navy blue bandana. If they drop that in navy blue, red, and Columbia and white, I gotta get every headband that they got. The dry fit headband with the T on it. It's some stuff I'm waiting on. They didn't drop any navy blue adjustable A-frame hats. Like, they ain't dropped no truckers yet. I'm being patient because I was like, the hat and the Columbia blue, and I ordered like 4 or 5 vintage pieces. Like, I got like this is an old leather, old Titan visor. I had like some of this stuff I done had for so long, bro. Like, and then like I be scouring Facebook Marketplace and eBay sometime, man. People be getting rid of stuff. Then my wife be taking like old stuff and putting stuff and making jackets and shit for me. So like, I just want to get a bunch of vintage stuff. I want to get some old player jerseys of people that like, I mean, you know, on eBay, Randy Moss Titan jerseys are like $500 to $1,000. So if I ever run across, or if any of y'all ever run across a Randy Moss Titan jersey at a thrift shop or anywhere, y'all local Facebook market, let me know, because Randy Moss Titan jerseys are like gold if you was to ever find one of those. But I want to get like Lindell White, Pac-Man Jones, Michael Griffin. I want to get some old Titan jerseys. You know what I'm saying? Because like they're never coming back. Like, we'll never be able to get those jerseys again. So like, I just want to get in stockpiles and stuff and just kind of hold on to it. And then like every probably like 6 weeks up into the season, when they release some more Titan new stuff, then grab some of that. You know what I'm saying? So like, by the time season get here, I'm gonna be ready to drip out. He said, y'all not getting Jay Jettis. It's a figure of speech, bro. I'm saying, like, if we sign everybody in the rookies and the Titans still got $40 million free, it's some teams that didn't start this free agent period with 40 million. Like we could really legitimately we could go sign a $20 million player and it wouldn't hurt. Now of the cap space that we got now, I hope on everything that sometime in the near future I hear Wyatt Teller or Kevin Zeitler either Kevin Zeitler is re-signing with the Titans or we getting Wyatt Teller back or we're going after Wyatt Teller. Like I need to see that veteran right guard. That $10 million needs to be burned. So whatever they saved on L'Jarius Sneed today, they need to spend it all on a right guard. That way it will just go back down to a Slotman and Jackson Slater fighting it out at center. The Navy gonna be so cold, Corey. You seen Burke Nahil talking about it today. That Navy was definitely still in the mix. I'm just salty. Good luck throwing on the Eagles. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. That's why he ended up trading for Osa. I can see it. And then we got Solomon Thomas right after y'all got Osa. Like 24 hours later. Eagles lost a lot of key pieces also. They lost a few people, but their core people are still there. Saquon, AJ, Devontae Smith. They can get a slot receiver. They losing Dallas Goedert. But man, the Eagles is like, you know, they still got Zach Bond and Jahad Ward. They still got Jordan Davis. You know, they added a few edge rushers. Now it's no more Adoree Jackson. It's you replace Adoree Jackson with Tariq Woolen, and you got Cooper DeJean and Quinion Mitchell sitting out there. Like Eagles gonna be fine. The Eagles been stocked up at talent ever since the Colts traded them for Carson Wentz. Like they literally then been stockpiling draft picks since then. I got Vince Young road. Like I got Chris Johnson, I got Vince Young, I got Mariota, I got Warren Moon, I got McNair, I got Eddie George. Like I got a lot of guys I like, but it's some unknown, not unknown, but like some forgotten Titan players I'd like to have their jersey. Man, I was at TJ Maxx today and I seen Abercrombie and Fitch Rams Titans Super Bowl t-shirts brand new, and it was all extra smalls. I was salty as hell. Like, bro, just give me an XL or a large, man. Like, I ain't even gonna wear it because I got a Rams Titans Super Bowl hat. Oh, and then I would save that to the day that we ever made the Super Bowl. Bro, I just seen a Randy Moss Titan jersey for like $100. Let me see if I can double back and find it. Cortland Finnegan would be nice, but I would rather have Michael Griffin and Pac-Man Jones first. People forget Pac-Man Jones was him in Nashville. You wouldn't talk about if Pac-Man Jones is running the punt back, if Pac-Man Jones running the kickoff back, if Pac-Man Jones get an interception, if somebody pick up a fumble and pitch it back to Pac-Man, if they put Pac-Man on offense and put him in the slot, like if Pac-Man Jones get the football, Pac-Man Jones gonna score. Around that time, it was like 07-ish, I think. Man, Pac-Man Jones, like, you come into the game just knowing Chris Brown, you know Pac-Man Jones is gonna get a highlight, bro. There's nothing, like, every Sunday, Pac-Man Jones is like putting somebody on the reel. Nah, we're not getting AJ Brown back. AJ Brown, like, I don't want nobody who already has a Super Bowl. I need people that are very hungry. I need somebody that's starving to try to win. That's why I didn't want K9. He just won a Super Bowl. How hard is he going to run if you give him $15 million? CP from 3. The Bears is definitely on the rise. Y'all losing it. Y'all lost Nashawn Wright. Y'all lost Kevin Byard. Y'all definitely going to have to continue drafting Rail because, you know, y'all got one more year and then y'all going to start looking at having to give Caleb Williams that check and then life going to get real. Yeah, how we always making moves on the Eagles, Rabbit. Nothing but islands, Hendrick. And you can see the Eagles going out. Like, what if the Eagles like trade up and get Caleb Downs? Oh, because they got Makuba. Did they get Makuba last year? The one of the Texas safeties. He said, I send you this Kendall Wright, say the word. I got some stuff in the closet. Man, forget about Kendall Wright, Chris Brown, Bishop Sankey, like, oh, oh man, what's my boy? He used to do the snake on the ground and shit when he scored. It's so many like unsung Titans, bro. He said Pac-Man Jones was the second coming of Deion until his legal issues hit. He Atlanta. He from Atlanta, man. Like but Pac-Man Jones is respected, bro. Keith Bullock was a dog as well. Oh yeah, Keith Bullock have a good podcast too, Mr. Monday Night. But I mean, Keith Bullock ain't like an unknown person. Like Keith Bullock was a top draft pick. I'm talking about them Tennessee Titans that like Michael Griffin. Most people would never like really mention Michael. Michael Griffin will like block punts, block kicks, light people up, get interceptions. Like Michael Griffin was that dude that safety. If I was the Ravens, I'd trade them 2 firsts for Jay Jettis. If they got the money to pay, Jay Jettis is gonna carry like $40 million though. That would be nice if Jay Jettis was on the radar. Tim Thomas say what the crypto numbers looking like. Man, I have no clue. We picked Kobe Bryant up, losing KB hurt, but we got younger. Y'all lost Brisker too, didn't it? Y'all had a good draft last year. Y'all get it back. Cause y'all got an extra draft pick from DJ Moore, so y'all will get it back. Alteron Verner, McCourty, bro, it's so many like if you a Titan fan, it's so many like unsung Titans, like Bo Scaife. It's so many like unsung Titans over the years. If we draft Love at 4, we're gonna have a hell of a team for years to come. I would love to have a superstar running back in Nashville. Ever since Derrick Henry left, that void has kind of been left open. Even though Tony Pollard has had his best years in Nashville, people won't give him the credit for it. But like Tony Pollard has like back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in Nashville, even with turmoil everywhere. Nights in the vid with Pac-Man, if you know, you know. Man, Pac-Man really is one of the ones, man. Yeah, Michael Griffin from Texas. Y'all got over $50 million open right now. Y'all lost a lot of players too, though. Like y'all need some depth level players as well as stars. Cause y'all got Kyle Hamilton is a high paid player. Lamar just restructured, but y'all got some people getting paid over there. But it's gonna be interesting. Maybe y'all are the team that go get Brandon Ayuk. Q. I think y'all are the team that can handle having Ayuk over there. Ayuk and Zay Flowers would be kind of dirty. Griffin was Vince Young teammate in college. Like if you remember when Vince Young in Texas played USC. Almost the entire starting rosters from both teams and bench players got drafted. You know, you got to think about like all the players that was on the field. You know, Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, Lindell White, like so many. Almost everybody on both teams was going to the league. Veteran minimum will take Sneed back on the 90-man roster to fight being cornerback 4 or 5. I can see it. Y'all might as well just take L'Jarius Sneed and Tyreek Hill both back. Big Bean. Nate Washington was nice. Nate Washington is one of the only players that like lived out their free agent contract. Usually free agents come and steal from us and then leave and ball out other places. That's always kind of been the MO, right? Like come over to Titans, get your check, get healthy, BS around, go through the motions, and then when you get moved onto a good team, like teams ball out, players ball out when they leave. That's even if Ayuk wants to play, dude ain't been practicing and then out there street racing. Who knows, bro? I seen what TJ Houshmandzada said about him is like He's like he got all the skill in the world, but he's like he having a crash out early in his career, not late. He's like most people have these crash outs at different times in their career, but he's like he picking a weird time to have a crash out. Man, but what a day, man. Any more news coming across L'Jarius Sneed getting released today was definitely big news after definitely big news after having the jersey reveal. Van Jefferson just signs with the Commanders. The Commanders Commanders got Traylon Burks and Van Jefferson and Chig Okonkwo. Commanders are the old Titans. Mariota over there, like I'm happy for Van Jefferson. He was a solid pro. He did everything that he was supposed to do in Nashville. Got injured late in the season. Good for Van finding work, finding another home. Rhythm Kitchen Nights in the Ville when Pack, Lindell, Vince, and the crew was around. It was a movie. Yeah, I wasn't. Since the thing that like about being a Titan is not from Nashville, a lot of the local stuff that be going on that like y'all that's from there and live there get to see that I don't get to see. Like last night would have been cool to go to. It's like my kids getting up going to school and got school events the next day, but some of that stuff I hate that I miss out on. Tyler Conklin signing with the Lions. Panthers re-signed left tackle Rasheed Walter. Jonathan Owens signs with the Colts and leaves the Bears. Dalvin Tomlinson with the Chargers. Trying to see if it's any more breaking news while we still live. The rebrand was crazy. If y'all missed my live reaction, it's on YouTube. It's my latest video. We have fun with the live reaction. So Commanders bringing Traylon Burks, Van Jefferson, De'Ami Brown, and Scary Terry. Where's Debo Samuel gonna end up at? Where's Debo Samuel gonna end at? Bro, not the red carpet. That's love. 49ers re-signing ex-Titan Luke Gifford. Trying to see if anybody else got moved. Debo might end up in Baltimore or Kansas City. Now I can see Debo Samuel ending up in Baltimore. A very good run after catch player. Mm-mm-mm. Yes, Smith, it is a new era in Tennessee and a new roster. and a roster that will be moving forward without L'Jarius Sneed. So now we just need to wait and see if what they do with Calvin Ridley and what they do with Tony Pollard could tell us a lot about what they plan to do down the stretch in the draft. But we definitely need to see Adam Schefter or Tom Pelissero or Ian Rappaport report Tennessee Titans either re-signing Kevin Zeitler or signing Wyatt Teller at right guard. So we need to see. I think one more move at interior offensive line, and then just kind of play the waiting game to see what they're gonna do with Ridley and Pollard. I think that should be the moves. Debo to Tampa. Not necessarily the fit I would see. Since Dan Morgan became our GM, he's been making solid decisions and building around Bryce. Losing cornerback one hurts. Who's cornerback one? Omar Cooper Jr. in the second. Debo in Houston. Houston is kind of overloaded though. I don't really even see that. I mean, they got Tank Dell coming back. They got Nico Collins. They got the two receivers they drafted last year, and then they had Christian Kirk. I don't see Debo in Houston. Let's see. Let me find my last mock draft. Yeah, my last mock draft, I had Jeremiah Love, Chris Brazel, Keontae Scott, Dennis Sutton, Dalen Everett, Tim Keenan, Pat Coogan, Marlon Klein, and Lorenzo Styles. But I've done 100 mock drafts. Second, third, and fourth round is going to be a lot of good receivers that go. Jeremy Bernard, Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion, Chris Bell, Jacoby Lane, Chris Brazel, Zachariah Branch, Surratt, Amar Cooper. There's going to be so many. Deion Burks, Nick Harbor, Malachi Fields. A lot of receivers that's going to be out there second, third, and fourth round. Seeing as we got Chim DK, Gunnar Helm, and Alec Aomaner last year in the fourth, we know we can do. Just hope we get the right fits. So far, they've done an outstanding job with the two deep. I don't think anybody could complain about what they've done with the two deep so far. Adding, we'd like to see a starter added into the offensive line in Zeitler or Teller, but because we missed out on the centers, I think. But adding Volson, Slotman, and I wish we would have been able to bring Corey Levin back, but Bellinger, tendering Bryce Oliver, getting Wan'Dale Robinson, not overpaying for anybody, getting Trubisky to where you could trade Levis on his last year, picking up Kylan Granson, because you lose Chig, you got Granson and DMR as your move tight ends, Jared Reed, Tony Adams, trading for Jermaine Johnson in the T-Sweat trade, picking up Jacob Martin, Alante Taylor, Cordell Flott, John Franklin Myers, Josh Williams, Jordan Elliott, Solomon Thomas. They've picked up a lot of players and they still got a lot of cap space. And I just feel like they didn't overpay for nobody. And we got 9 draft picks without even trading Levis. So if they trade Levis or Ridley or Pollard, which I don't expect they'll be able to trade those two, but Tennessee Titans could have 10 draft picks, 4 in the top 100, and still have, $40-50 million free after all the dust is settled, and you got your money already preset aside for your rookies. Titans are in a way better position roster wise than they've been in some time. Wide receiver. See, I think the first round guys ain't crazy this year. But I think like rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5, it's gonna be a lot of players that can help your team. Sneed, who gonna be cornerback 1. Sneed only played 12 games in 2 years. Darrell Baker Jr. was cornerback 1 last year. This year, Alontae Taylor, Josh Williams, Cordell Flott, and Marcus Harris is the first 4 corners. With them losing Baker Jr. to the Dolphins on a tender, I think I could see them bringing Elon back on a tender. But we're definitely not missing Sneed at all. Definitely, because he only played in 12 games, so that's not a lot of games in 2 years. Like, I mean, for the most part, if you're watching the Titans, you never actually seen Sneed on the field, and when he was on the field, it wasn't like was playing like a lockdown corner. If KC Abraza is there at 26, I need for us to draft from the Niners. I can't see y'all taking a wide receiver first round, but 49ers always surprise us in the draft. I hope the Ravens trade back and get Boston O-lineman, second round, then tight end. I can see it. Stevie B tighten up. We didn't reach this year in free agency, which is nice to see, right? Because if when you see Alec Pierce getting $30 million and you see Daniel Jones getting $50 million in his first year of an $88 million two-year deal, you're just like, man. Some people are like Jalen Phillips, $120 million in 4 years. No. Adafio Wade, 4 years, $100 million. No. You see some people get some. I'm happy for the players, but I'm saying, like, I would have been mad if the Titans would have been out there reaching. Like, even if they got Alontae Taylor, they didn't overspend. They got John Franklin Myers, they didn't overspend. The trade with Jermaine Johnson was basically an even swap. A former first round player for a former second round player. Jared Reed and Tony Adams cheap. Bellinger is $8 million. We 3 years, $24 million for Bellinger, and then for Chig got 3 years, $30 million. So the Commanders paid $2 million more a year on average than what we gave Bellinger, and we wanted to increase run blocking in the tight end with a bigger guy in line. All the Wandale we was looking at 15 to 18 million. They got him for 17, and people tried to talk about the Wandale deal, but Wandale only got 38 million guaranteed. It's not like they have a lot of money tied up into Wandale. So like every place that they hit it, they haven't overspent on any positions, which was important. Titans usually always, you see them sign Dan Moore for 4 years, $82 million. You see Lloyd Cushenberry get a $55 million contract. Like, usually you see the Titans like just throwing money at players, and this year they didn't do it. Taylor Lewan ain't coming back. He doing good with busting with the boys. That's another jersey I need to get a Taylor Lewan. Still drafting a wide receiver unless somehow I get Jennings back on a team friendly deal. I heard Tennessee may be looking at Jawan Jennings. If Jawan Jennings come to Tennessee for cheap, I know Calvin Ridley was gone then. And you still hitting the draft. All right, that's an hour in the shop, man. I appreciate y'all. It is Friday. I got things to do. My child just got off the bus a few minutes ago. I heard her in the hallway. About to try to hang with them for a little bit. I will post this to the YouTube tonight. I won't wait for it in the morning. I'll go ahead and let it rock in case something happens and we sign any more players or anything, or release any more players. We'll have more to talk about. As always, when the YouTubes drop, make sure y'all like, comment, share, tap in. If you got any questions that you thought of that I didn't get to during the stream, drop them in the YouTube comments. I'll address them on the next video or make a whole video segment for it. I love the engagement. I appreciate all y'all, man. Tennessee Titans of Tennessee, tighten up. The new era, the new jerseys, the new stadium, the new players, the new coaching staff, the new culture. Tighten up. God first in the chat, man. We out. Hit that subscribe, like, comment, share. Tap into the daily uploads at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you missed the live streams, you got picture in picture. And if I don't get to any questions during the live streams or the pods, drop them in the comments. I'll make it part of the weekly mailbag. If you're following on the blue, smash those reactions. I know you're OG. Hit that like, comment, share, tap into the daily content that is the shop. If you're new to the shop, you definitely should be tapped in on the green. No ads, up to 50 emotes free for just being a follower. You do not have to be a supporter to unlock picture in picture, late night streams. Follow us on Kick. We also live on Twitch. Look out for the drops, as well as if you have Amazon Prime, it's free $99 to sub to the channel once a month. Don't let Jeff Bezos stick that money back in his pocket. If you don't use it on the shop, use it on another content creator that you like. I still call it Twitter, but follow us on X. We tweet back. Yo, if you missed the daily shop talks, make sure you tap in for the late night cap on the purple and the green. The Discord is always open. Outside of subs, donos, and cash apps, there's also another way to support the content. That's by grabbing a trucker hat, a bandana, hoodies, classic barbershop, Vibe Nation, right out of the official merch store on Tactic, formerly known as Geeks Unleashed. Code Buddha at checkout to get a